Alright, this is Weapon X Reacts and we're back with another video, and this is gonna be a review of The Last Samurai. This movie does a great job of accurately portraying Japanese culture. Okay, so first off, the performances of this movie is absolutely fantastic, especially from Ken Watanabe. I really think this has to be his best performance of his entire career as an actor. Because he plays like this general who is very entertaining to watch, but also tragic. His death at the end of the film is very emotional and hard to watch. I'm gonna break down the plot of this film. So Nathan Algren, a US Army veteran, is hired by the Japanese Emperor to train his army in the modern warfare techniques. Nathan finds himself trapped in a struggle between two eras and two worlds. Honestly, we don't get movies like this from Hollywood anymore. It's probably because the writers who wrote this film actually have the talent, because they wrote a story that was entertaining and powerful. Do you know why we watch movies? We watch movies to be entertained and not to get hit with the agenda every single time, because people are really getting sick and tired of it, and it shows. This movie has a powerful and realistic depiction of PTSD. So the main character, Nathan Algren, who is played by Tom Cruise, he has PTSD. It's because of the war that he was in, and the panic attacks of where he has flashbacks of the war is very tragic and hard to watch. Tom Cruise's acting in those scenes are on a whole other level of amazing. Tom Cruise really has to be one of the best actors working in Hollywood. One reason of why I like this movie is its cinematography, because it looks amazing. The atmosphere of the time period it was set in looks fantastic. This has to be one of the best looking movies ever made. The best thing about this film is its soundtrack. Hans Zimmer's score for this film was just something else. And I am even going to show you an example right now. That was good. Well, what did you think? That's just how good this soundtrack is. It just feels like you're in there. It feels like you're at peace. Because it's so peaceful. And it fits the tone of this film. And also, there's one flaw of this film, which I will talk about. And it's historical inaccuracy. Even though it's a lot better than modern movies made today. One reason of why I didn't like this film is because it was historically inaccurate. That is just one flaw. But even though it was historically inaccurate, it was still an amazing film. And also, this film got a divided response from critics and the audience, and I will show it to you later in the video. And also, you should know that there was even like another movie that came out last year that was even more historically accurate, but woke. It was the Napoleon movie. That movie was an absolute insult to history. It made Napoleon into nothing but a soy boy. Hollywood is out to destroy masculinity as we know it. They don't want strong men in their films. They want them to be emasculine, weak. We don't need that. But yeah. Ridley Scott. Yeah, he's a great filmmaker, but this film was probably not his best. You know, it's one film that actually did really good with Ridley Scott, Gladiator. I even did a review on Instagram. You can check that out too. I want to get into the directing by Edward Zwick. He did fantastic with the direction of the film. And this may be his best film. And it's up there with Legends of the Fall, which is his second best film. And it's also one of Brad Pitt's most underrated performances. Yeah. This is a very underrated film. And it's a film that actually tries to say something about society. About how Westernism has affected culture. And also there's one scene that actually shows this. It's when the Emperor says that we can never forget who we are. That just shows that they were nearly at the point of modernity and war. But they never gave up. They fought like soldiers. Their bravery was fantastic. And it deserves a lot of respect. Yeah. Edward Zwick, he made a peaceful and thought-provoking movie that I totally recommend you watch. Because I think this movie is an underrated masterpiece that Hollywood just doesn't make anymore. I'm even gonna show you this scene.
Nicely done. 小さいがなかなか筋がいい。You tried. What?
The sound so good. Hiroyuki Sanada, he was excellent in this film. Great supporting actor. This character has got a lot of determination. That shot, it's so good. Every single time he stands up, he always falls down onto the ground. You can't beat someone who is trained.
It's 5:30.
What a great scene. It really shows that even though he falls down, he just stands back up. That is what it means when you're a man. When you get back down, you stand back up. You don't just stay there on the ground like a little bitch. You gotta take ownership. Yeah, and also Tom Cruise, his performance in this movie, it's definitely not his best, but it's still worth it. This movie is worth your time. And yeah, Hollywood. Yeah, this movie was kind of like a reminder to Hollywood that entertainment matters and not the agendas that you push. Because nobody wants to watch a film just so they can get hit by the head with some stupid message that we keep on getting every single damn time. People are finished with that. Remember, entertainment matters. Escapism matters more than agenda. Hollywood is finally realizing that, and their awards just can't help them. It's basically just them just wanting to kiss their own ass, that's it. And yeah, now you know why this movie is so good. Because it definitely is one of Edward Zwick's best films. And it's even one of the best films of 2003. Because this film was made in a year when Hollywood actually cared about entertaining you. Now Hollywood is just not in that state anymore. Now they think ideology is just more important than art. And it isn't. It never will be. So yeah, I'm gonna get into my next part. This is the score this film got on Rotten Tomatoes. 66% for the critics and 83% for the audience. It's just another example of the critics and the audience having different opinions over a good film. Rotten Tomatoes, they just hire paid Rotten Tomatoes critics because they don't even know what real film criticism really is. It's not real. It's all just praising the film because it's woke. Rotten Tomatoes won't exist for another year. Now I want to see what happens when it goes down even further, just like with Hollywood. You get woke, you go broke. That's just how it is. I'm gonna get into the conclusion of this review. This was an amazing film, and it will go down as one of the best action movies ever made. Even though it was a little bit historically inaccurate, it was still a great film. And I praise this movie for its production design, its acting, its music, its directing, its cinematography. They're all good. And it just proves that this movie is an underappreciated masterpiece of cinema. Cinema is dying. And yeah, if we're gonna get replaced with AI, then you know the end is already coming. It's going to happen whenever you like it or not. So yeah, Hollywood needs to stop focusing on agenda and start on focusing on story, because that's more important. That's what I saw with this film. It's amazing to see movies like this get so much praise. Yeah. And also, there was even like another good film that came out last year. It was Oppenheimer and Killers of the Flower Moon. They were both reminders that Hollywood can still make good content. Let's see if they keep it up. Nah, I don't think it's gonna happen. It's gonna be over for them soon. That's what happens when you blame the audience for a movie's failure. This movie, The Last Samurai, is a peaceful criticism. It's a peaceful journey through a tragedy. Because this movie is a depressing, tragic, and powerful film. And it's even a great one. I love this film, and I totally recommend you should watch it. If you like Tom Cruise, you'll love him in this. Tom Cruise is kind of like one of those actors that got underappreciated. They kind of like got forgotten because he cared about respecting the fans. If you've seen Top Gun Maverick, you will know. Tom Cruise really is a great actor. Ken Watanabe was a great actor. They both proved it in this film. Also, anyway, that's all I got for today. Go away now, and always remember, strike back like a weapon against wokeness.